something I can't think off the top of my head, but yes. One time. Yes. Huh? No, there was, it had some wiring. Cracks. So,
All right, so we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. 6:02, stand to the pledge of allegiance first.
No, it was.
Pledge of allegiance
To the
to the
flag.
flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Somebody's in the background.
United States of America.
Yes.
All right, so we'll start off with our special town meeting. So we need to elect the moderator.
I make a motion that Robin McClintock serve as moderator for this meeting. A second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, and we need,
Ballot.
yep, we need a written ballot. Now we got some up here.
Oh, we got two.
You know,
There's one right here.
from here.
Oh.
Four votes, Robin McClintock.
Congratulations, you're in charge.
Did you give your oath? Yeah. Yeah, moderator. Not now, I give the bottom, Robin McClintock, this day virtually appear before me, an open election at Canton, Maine, the following April. I do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, so long as I shall continue to be a citizen thereof. So help me God. I, Robin McClintock, do swear I faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties incumbent upon me as moderator of this meeting according to the Constitution. So help me God. Thank you, Ms. Moderator.
You got your podium over here.
There you go.
Article 1, Article 2, to see if the town will authorize the change for fiscal year 2023 and to 2024 real estate personal property tax first installment due from November 8th, 2023 to December 29, 2023.
Make it motion to approve as read.
Second.
All those in favor? Is there any discussion?
No.
Okay. Article 3, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to appropriate up to $250,000 from undesignated fund balance to offset property tax.
I make a motion as read.
I hear.
Second. Doesn't mean we have to spend all that.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there discussion?
How much is the undesignated fund balance for which we might possibly withdraw $250,000?
Mr. Chairman?
So according to the audit, excuse me, according to the auditor, on June 30th, 22, the balance was just over $1 million. And the preliminary numbers that they're looking for, for the 23 audit is looking to be
an increase of that. He did not give us a number. He just said it would be an increase of that. Out of that $1 million, there is I believe it's 153 or 157,000 coming out for the fire truck payment that was approved, I think, 2 years ago now.
When is the expected in 2023 audit gonna be done?
Ange,
I don't know. They are short staffed, so they do have some of the information already that they've been working on. But they are short staffed, so I'm not sure.
Let me interrupt real quick. Who's got the silver Toyota 4 on?
I do.
Can you move it, please? You're parked right in front of the doors.
Not in front of the door, in the parking lot.
No, you lined up at the door, so we couldn't get a truck.
Oh, you say in front of the door, sorry. Big difference.
Any other questions? Concerns?
How do you decide if it's up to, like, what's the decision that whether it's 250 or 125 or 80,000, how do you decide that?
so what we're looking for right now is approval for up to 250. What the board will do here before we're done our regular meeting tonight, when we actually set the tax rate, we're gonna look at the calculation sheet and take a bunch of different numbers from, it'll be anywhere from probably 130 up to 250. Plug that number in and see what it does to the tax rate. And then that would tell us the number that we need.
To keep the tax rate similar to last year, slightly larger than, you don't know yet.
I don't know yet. Because of the school increase of 140,000 alone, it's gonna be very difficult to keep the tax rate at what it was last year.
I'm gonna say it's gonna go up.
Undoubtedly.
But more than likely, it's gonna go up.
It's just-
Our goal is to ease the pain as much as we can while also still leaving enough in there for our 3 months operating capital that we're required to keep, and also a little cushion in case something happens. But yeah, that's. So our hope would be not to have to go all the way to 250, but depending on what the calculations come out to here later on this evening, we'll know more.
Any other questions?
Could you just use the money to pay the increase in the school taxes and not set anyone's tax rate at all? And just leave it the way that it is? As you say, it's about 140, so could you take 140 from the undesignated fund and just pay that towards the school side?
It would still change a little bit because of the differences in some of the reimbursements that we get, but then also our budget went up 8,000, I think.
I can't.
The town budget did increase a very small amount. I can't remember I don't have the exact rate in front of me right now. But because of adding in, it was actually, when we went to town meeting, it was a decrease. At town meeting, the increase was put in for doing town cleanup.
Yep.
Which I think the number was either 8 or 10,000 that we put in, and a couple other numbers got shifted a little bit at town meeting. So even if we put in the 140,000 and change that the school went up, it would still, by the time the actual calculations got done, it would still affect taxes one way
We
or
also
another.
increased social services from what we had budgeted
We also used that on business balance to offset taxes last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So I don't know how much that is.
75.
I would say it was like 70 or 75, I think we used last year.
I guess one other question, the money that's sitting in the undesignated fund, rather than, maybe it's been mentioned before in other meetings, is that money working for the town, creating interest, being invested, or anything like that?
So currently, it's sitting in an account that just gains regular interest. We are,
Like regular, like 0.001 or like, or.
I would have to ask Angela.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure
I'm just wondering if,
Mhm.
like the way rates are, if it would be good to put that money in a different style account.
Mhm.
If you put almost $1 billion in there.
We have
Just
talked
the
about that,
Interest alone on that,
doing
Yep.
CDs.
this increase in our taxes.
Yeah.
There's been a couple, over the last year, we had one bank representative come in, and then we've also talked to another to look at the possibility of, some of the short-term CDs that they have that are giving out really good percent rates right now.
Okay.
So we are in the process of starting to look at that stuff.
Because that would, right, the way it is right now, that would offset everyone's taxes, you wouldn't have to do this. In a sense.
So.
Yeah.
Make it
Mhm.
work for us.
Yep, definitely.
Any other questions? Okay,
So we're voting on up to 250.
yes, we are voting on to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to appropriate up to 250,000 from undesignated balance to offset property taxes. All those in favor? All those against? So moved.
Okay. So that concludes that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robin.
You, want the first one. We'll make a phone call. All right.
Okay, next thing on the agenda is general assistance ordinance appendices,
Public hearing.
public hearing. I did not look at this, so.
There's a lot.
There is a lot, and the appendices are just for the maximum, within the reason, you have to do this every single year with, general assistant. So the appendices is what it says, it's increased for every category, it's increased the maximum level, so that's what this is.
Yeah, state adjusts, so.
A lot of, yeah, a lot of these are every other county, they're not us. We go to the ones that are just us, there's really only a few ones that actually apply to us.
Okay,
We just have to vote on. if
The
it's-
appendices, yeah, to approve the appendices.
I'll make a motion to approve the GA appendices.
I'll second.
any discussion?
Not for me.
All those in favor? Opposed?
And I need to better kind
Okay.
We're on the open review business.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
All right, agenda adjustments.
Huh?
Payroll warrant 38 is an addition, 4,555.37, weekly warrant 39 is an addition, 29,561.89. Any other agenda adjustments?
You know, add the executive.
Add the two.
We need to
personnel
add
executive meeting.
2 executive sessions to the end of the agenda for personnel matters.
Make a motion to approve the AP warrants. That's right.
And we can do it all together at the end.
All
right.
They're just the adjustments to add in.
Okay.
No other adjustments. We'll move on to the approval of the minutes from the regular meeting on November 2nd.
I don't see him so profound.
of, not finished.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
Move that to the next meeting.
All right, we have a comprehensive plan update.
It's a work in progress.
I
Perfect.
think we're waiting on especially one section from 2 people. Input.
I mean, we're all doing other work while we are waiting, but we are waiting for the agricultural chapters from Brian and Christie.
Yes.
Okay,
We'll call you out.
we will,
Christmas present for you.
Agricultural substance in.
She'll be dancing at the Christmas miracle.
we will do our best to get that to you very soon. Or as soon as we can.
We need to schedule a one night like working session for 2 hours. Be happy to do that. Because that's sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
I'm writing a report right now for some days, like holding my feet to the fire to make me do it, but once they get into it, you get it done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm trying to stick it underneath the.
All right, the ACO absence protocol regional animal control program. The only update I have on that is I did reach out and I have not heard back from the county yet. So I'm just waiting for
Yeah.
someone to contact me or let me know who I need to speak with.
I think that's the
Because they're looking
smartest
to
way.
start their own,
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they're looking to start their own, but the person who was in charge of it passed away.
Right.
So we're kind of in limbo until we know who to speak with, but.
They still they don't know who's gonna take over.
The message that I got back was they would contact me. I haven't heard, so. I will reach out again before our next meeting to see if I can get a way to move forward, but. At this point, we're holding in the wind. Personnel policy on PTO time. We approved that at the last meeting, we just need to,
Right. But you were
Sign
gonna
off
find
on it.
everybody to sign off.
I don't have that.
and I thought I sent the corrections to you. Yeah. Back and take care of that. Yes, during the 1st of January is what we had voted on at the
Yeah.
meeting, so. Oh, I will take care of that. 22 draft audit,
We don't have that.
we have an updated draft from the corrections. That I had asked Ron to make.
So he's not sending them, that if you send him.
All the corrections that I mentioned to you at the last meeting. That we needed to have them make. And I can pull it up and tell you what they were, but it'll take me a minute.
I think one was cemetery. Was the cemetery, there was one, I thought that was closed.
Yeah, it was the access channel reserve. The access channel reserve should have been closed, but it was not. Even though the town voted to close it, they didn't close it out in the books. And there was one on a cemetery as well. I'll have to pull my notes to,
Well, I'll have kind of as well. but
Yeah.
I guess there are conclusions with who's sending this stuff to who.
yeah, if you can
I will
get
do
that, because Ron, they'll have to update the drafts, so we can get it signed and finalized.
Thank you.
Stand for seniors.
So I sent you guys a draft, a flyer to put up. I did push the date out to December 8th, just because everything got kind of pushed back. To sign up for a bucket, but this, if you guys are okay with this flyer, which did you guys all receive?
Mhm.
Loved it.
I think it looks good.
Yeah. So we can hang this up, in a few places in town and then just have a sign up sheet in the office. People can either call in or stop in to leave a list, and then by the 8th, I can kind of coordinate, I guess, get the list and talk to Andy and see what needs to be done, how many people, so. But yeah, I can take care of handing these out, or if you guys have any places you think we should put them.
Is there an age requirement of that?
It says 65 or older.
How do we determine?
I mean, they have to be a resident, I don't know if we have that on file.
So that was gonna be included disabled people too. Right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we can do, yeah,
I think we're gonna have to
it's
go on
discretionary.
good faith in
Yeah,
the beginning, and if it looks
Yeah.
like it's getting abused, then we tighten up.
Yeah.
Would be
yeah,
my
if people
thought.
take advantage of
Yeah.
it, then we'll adjust, it's our
Yeah.
first year, so.
You can adjust on the fly.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yep, it'll be the first time.
Yeah.
We did this last year.
No.
We talked
we
about it
talked
last
but it
year.
was
And
Near
we
the
got-
end of the year.
And we got the buckets last year donated to us, but we could never get it up and off the ground because it was the end of the winter. It's every other different place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we started the discussion last year. And we're ready to go this year.
But we're not gonna have any ice. He's gone, so if you wanna do the next,
Okay.
thank you, Chrissy.
Yeah. Campbell Road, update, bond bank.
can't get a straight answer out of them on when we might expect money for FEMA.
Okay.
We need to hire some sort of hydro engineer, I can't think of the term off the top of my head, where they're gonna have to come down and study the water rate and the depth and the flow and the this and that and everything else, and that's gonna cost between 5,000 and 10,000 alone for that.
To figure out what we need for a culvert there?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, and so we're probably going to be into this. I am gonna say between what, 260 and 3, probably pretty easily.
In theory, we're gonna be reimbursed. but
Right, in theory, we're gonna be reimbursed, but we're gonna have to,
it's all up front.
It's good.
it's,
Up
yeah.
front.
And I don't know whether we need to look at a bond, a loan, a something, because I'm not,
I'm gonna, what's I gone? So I'm gonna touch base with Allison over at
right,
EMA. Because Ian sent out something about the state transportation, so,
yeah, culvert crossing grant.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which I think the one that Rusty put in before, I believe.
What's that?
I think that's the one that Rusty put in before.
we
Was
put
it?
in for it multiple
I believe
times.
so.
Okay.
I think he did it once and,
Tina did.
Tina did it once too, yeah.
Okay.
So in theory, we're going to be reimbursed for
But they don't wanna really say how much.
I was gonna say,
percentage-wise.
100%, 50%, 10%? How much are we getting reimbursed?
They, that's the eternal, well, that's not my department to answer that, and then you get bounced 13 times. And you still don't get an answer, so
I will touch base with Allison.
it's been a little frustrating.
Yeah, I
We
think,
have put in a number of hours on this, and I don't really feel as we know any more than we did when we started. So, but it's just something to think about that we,
Is there a reason we have to go through like this whole process to get culverted?
yes, because it fell under the May Day storm. And the disaster, like, it was like, it fell under FEMA, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Right,
So it
and
has
it's,
to go through that whole thing.
it,
because after
it does
that's-
not, but to get money back,
To get them
right,
because
part of a wetland.
that culvert
Yes.
is part of our hazard mitigation plan, because it's washed, it floods all the time.
Yeah.
It's part of our hazard mitigation plan. And because that flooded during that May Day storm, which was declared a disaster. In theory, we can get that fixed and get reimbursed for it. But that seems to be quite a process.
Right.
And part of the-
What would the cost be if we just fixed it?
So instead of being a regular culvert replacement, because of that being a stream with certain wild fish and wildlife in it, it has to go through DEP and everything. It's a very, very costly fix.
That's why we haven't done it before.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's been pushed out. A few years ago, the estimate was 10 to 20,
Right.
and that estimate has significantly increased.
And at this
So,
point with the destruction from that storm, that road hasn't really been fully operational since.
it is now, with what they did last week.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. It is now.
Yeah, well,
But-
we had to do something because we couldn't plow it. It was down to one lane and
Yeah.
sketchy at
So
that.
it's been closed
So-
and or down to one lane since the storm, so.
The mountain raised team of civil engineers doing that work for you.
Working on it.
I know they're very busy.
Mhm.
We're hoping. So it's just something that we may have to revisit as to whether we do a bond or a loan or something, and then pay that back.
With whatever money we get from
Pretty much.
FEMA.
Yeah,
to get,
Just have to solve it, I'll build a bridge.
They're great at building bridges, honestly, right?
yeah,
Build a bridge.
pretty busy doing it lately. Between that and culverts.
The FEMA application, they usually give you specifically like your point criteria in there, like how they will score your application.
Oh, yeah, well,
And
we
how
had,
that fits in the hierarchy and all this stuff.
we had done. You weren't here either one.
They've
I
been here
sat
several
through-
times.
Probably 6 hours of meetings with FEMA officials. I do have hair left. But it's an eternal runaround, and because this was not completed when our other May Day declarations were completed. It has now become its own separate project. So instead of going this route, we have to go this route because it was an emergency fix that classifies it as something different than the other fixes, which were permanent ones. It's, yeah. It's a good time.
I am gonna.
Anything else on Canton Road?
No.
Okay.
Not for now.
We will wait for more info and go from
Yeah.
there. All right, Maine Municipal Health Trust 24 rates.
Going up, huh?
It appears that way.
Yeah, what is that?
4.25.
We did not budget for that.
That is over.
Oh, boy.
All right,
It is what it is.
we will
Well, I think we will definitely be okay for this year.
Right, because of,
have an opening.
Mhm.
keep in mind from that.
Yes.
budget season.
Add that to the budget list for next year and. Go from there.
Yeah, you can pretty much bet on health insurance going up every year.
We've actually been pretty lucky for the last like at least about 4 years now. We've been really lucky.
Yeah,
So it's, I mean,
right.
unfortunately, it's due.
Yeah, we're due. Yeah,
The way things are going, it's.
the school's been
Kind of
really
expected,
lucky too.
Don't jinx it.
I'm not jinxing, I'm trying not to jinx anything.
I'm sorry.
All right, new business. Let's knock out foreclosure bid openings.
Okay.
We do have a
Yeah.
really good pile of them.
They broke my
That's
property.
separated them by
Yeah.
parcel
Yep.
number.
They
Thank
are
you.
separated by parcel, so we'll start with parcel one.
Perfect, thank
ready
you,
to go, Sam?
Angie. Or,
Does somebody else want to write the notes down? I'll read them if somebody wants to write them down.
Hang on.
which one is this?
I
The
do.
parcel one is the Jewett Hill property.
Hang on.
So for the 608 Jewett Hill Road property, we have one bid from John Wilsey,
How do I spell that last name?
Wilsey. The bid amount is $5,000.20.
$20.
5,000.20. Is how it's written here, but it does say $5,020.
That's from, okay.
Okay,
So 5020.
Zero,
Not
zero.
00. Okay.
yep, different than how it's written, but
In math skills, that's all.
well, like I say, the number is different than the words, so. Bid deposit of 502 is included. Corey and Jessica Perkins. Bid of 4,000 with a $400 check included. No, okay. Ryan Timberlake. A bid of 2,611.
Which one?
Right.
Ryan. Yep. From 121 Main Street. Bid amount of 2611 and a check of 26110 included. Joseph Young. Bid for 4,000. With a $400 check included. Jason Olson. Bid of 2,500 with a 250 check included. Aaron Peters. 3,011.20. The 301.12 included. And
Yes.
that is it for that one.
You want a motion then?
Yeah, you
I would love a
separately or-
motion now. We might still do them one at a time for each
Okay.
property.
Then I will make a motion. Going to John Wilsey for $5,020.
He was gonna cry. if he didn't get it.
second.
I'm like, my, it's started getting all red.
I have a motion and a second
I've been through.
on the property for Jewish
I
Road
second.
for $5,020. All those in favor?
Everything's ready to go.
Opposed? Okay,
Can I ask a question on that?
congratulations. You can ask.
Can I ask permission, you guys, if you can get that big bulldozer, so you can load half the truck and bring it to the dump for me? I see this thing drive by all the time, it's full of shit right in there. It's like- There's like 5 wood stoves over there, still only wants some wood stoves, come get it.
What a disaster. Yeah.
You'll see.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's.
Congratulations.
You now own 5 wood stoves. I said you now own 5 wood stoves.
Yeah.
You can have a yard sale.
And a camper
And 5 junk cars and
Yeah,
junk campers and.
call,
Which one is
Pittsfield
that?
Salvage on the cars.
Yeah, you told me that.
Huh?
I will, Carol.
All right, so
Which one is this?
parcel 2 is 318 School Street.
Pay for it.
Bid for 318 School Street, Paul and Arlene Lowell. A bid amount of $30,000.
What?
What?
Huh?
We have a bid amount of $30,000 with a bid deposit check of $3,000.
I didn't need to go quite that way.
I was not expecting a bid like that. That's why I said what?
Okay.
Congratulations. Thank you.
I think that.
Yeah, I have to do it. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I have a bid here from Markey Real Estate. For 8,200. With $820 enclosed. Markey. Yeah, thank you. Set together how to operate it too.
I can't help you there.
The other way.
Although I am worried I'm sitting next to you with the shotguns.
Mm. So I have a bid from Kelly Marsters and Jason Olson. For 318 School Street of $30,000 with $3,000 enclosed.
Oh, boy.
Oh. Who's that from? Kelly.
Kelly Marsters and Jason Olson. I have a bid from Aaron Peters for $5,051 with a check of 50510. It's easier. Get somebody else open next time. All right, I have a bid from Mary Wainwright. $4,666. And a $466.60 check included.
What do we do? I know. I bet
I
I,
knew one of them right here, so.
I know. I've
Yeah,
never come across this, so, I mean, in.
There's not a penny attached to either one.
So I'm just pulling them both back to look at them again.
No.
So I have a bid from Paul and Arlene Lowell. Listed at
Yeah,
Mount Zion Road, Oak Grove, Louisiana,
they're both 30.
and they're both $30,000 exactly. They both have an exact $3,000 deposit check.
Both from out of state.
No,
No, one
no,
is-
one is in state and one is out of state.
Yeah.
Can you grab the policy book? We can look at the policy real quick.
We have one vote for
You
one.
have to take the higher bidder?
No. That's what I just want to double check and make sure before we,
Then take mine.
Right,
This is a good problem now.
I agree.
right.
I agree, but somebody put a penny in.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
They are like these favorite things that
So-
I see.
I didn't expect. So we might too.
Board of Selectmen review, reserves the right to refuse any and all.
Doesn't say anything about a tie bid either, does it?
No, it doesn't.
So would we reach out to both
Our
of them and
decision.
see, say there's two
Yeah.
of the
Either
same
one,
bids and
so,
do you have a second bid?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then go from that way.
yeah, that's, I make a motion for
You-
that.
You,
They both could say, no, never mind.
you can do that. The other option is we do have the option, we can. Where it's a tie, we can break the tie, we can choose. It's. We haven't dealt with this before, so
Right.
it's,
So when,
I like
because
the-
there would have to be posting requirements and things. like that.
Correct. if we put it out again, then we have to repost it and.
But is it putting it out again if you've got two bids?
Contact.
You might get. less.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Well,
You
they
can
bid,
just give the two people that have,
yes,
just give them the opportunity to, you know,
do
to increase. it.
3,000 and a 30,000 and a penny or
Cause it's your
31,000.
last
But that-
final, kind of.
Mhm.
But I believe you need to post that. Right.
What is our, what is, it's.
It
It
doesn't
doesn't have
really
anything
say,
to do with,
doesn't have any,
Not the policy, but what we put out. You know?
it's just the right to refuse any at all.
How much of that land is in the flood zone? Is any of that buildable?
yes,
Yes, it all is.
Yeah.
There was a house there previously
Yeah.
burned.
Well, I see the garage.
Yeah.
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 The house from the left hand side of the driveway. So it's above.
and I know what I,
This is interesting.
I have a thought, but I
My
don't know.
initial opinion is to go local.
So
That's my
I'll just-
opinion,
Okay,
but
wait, just stop. Can I just say that the other people, I do know them, they seasonally live in Louisiana, it's Adam's parents and they're looking at my property up here, so they are local,
Yeah,
like from Rumford, Mexico area too. So
you know what?
it's,
Call Jack in the morning. See what we have to do. I mean, you'd know if we have to post it again or not,
Mm,
or if we could just contact those two.
yeah,
I mean, that would be,
obviously significant.
yeah,
they're both significant bids.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't wanna say no to those two and go with a lower bid. I'd rather go with one of those bids if one's gonna go a little bit higher than the other.
and.
I
what
don't
you
know.
think? Call Jack.
That's
see
my
what we Can or have to do.
the board of selectmen, well, no, that's.
I would be
after.
hesitant to repost it because we
Right.
already know what
And the numbers are now public,
these numbers are published.
so I do not feel comfortable reposting it.
No. Right, and I'd be, if Jack is okay with us going to those two specifically and saying, is this your final bid?
Mhm.
And then
And
they
if-
choose to go up or not, and then we go with the highest bidder from there. That's my opinion.
I
I agree
agree.
with that.
3-2. No, we never have her.
Yeah, the posting doesn't. After reading the posting, it doesn't say.
No, note to self on future.
Yeah, we need a
Yeah.
policy.
Yep, so we need to consult with Jack, and then we need to come up with a policy after this, so that.
You know what?
doesn't happen.
And it could be just as simple as stamping them with the time they received.
It could be.
Were they mailed in?
No, they were both, well,
Yeah, well, actually, wait a second.
They were all
I can
handed.
they were
tell.
all rough up.
Hang on a second. Oh,
That's well,
check dates.
they're
Up
not
to
the
you guys.
same.
No, they're not.
They're the same.
No.
No. One
2
check,
days.
one check is dated 11/21, one check is dated 11/24.
I still think we need to contact them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I,
And in lieu of a. From the lawyer, I go with one that's rated. the first. We don't wanna push this out another,
No, another meeting.
it's gonna have to be. Cause we can't accept bid without a meeting. So, we will have to schedule another meeting to
Those can suffer.
take care of person number 2.
That could just be a 5 minute. For now.
okay, well, that is to be determined.
Alright. I need a motion on parcel 2.
I make a motion to consult with our lawyer and see if we can go with the two, approach the 2 highest bidders and ask them if they'd be willing to revisit their bid.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the motion. On the, reaching out to the attorney for parcel 2.
Can I just amend this? I would just ask him, what do we do in a tie bid situation, rather than,
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay,
we
Second.
receive the bid, 2 exact numbers, what do we do? Because we don't have a policy that states what we do.
You better not have done
Would that be a better approach?
I agree.
yeah,
that works.
I second, oh, Carol seconds.
Rob did the amendment, I seconded the amendment, so.
So voting on the amendment, you
amendment.
rescind your original motion.
I rescind my original
Okay, then we're
motion.
voting on Rob's motion.
Yeah.
All right, I have a motion and a second to reach out to the attorney to decide what to do next. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? On to parcel 3.
Okay, who's passed the contact in the lawyer?
I will. I'll call Jack in the morning. All right. Parcel number 3, Summit Drive property. Mike Jazowskis. 2,100. With a $210 check enclosed. Paul and Arlene Lowell. For 1,100. A bid deposit of $200.
I gave you the letter over, I can't help.
No, I don't need it. That was from something else.
Ah.
Jason Olson,
Oh,
1,500. With $150 enclosed. Aaron Peters. 3,073. With 307.30 enclosed.
I love her bid amounts.
That was my doing. To alleviate the $30,000.
Yeah. Stephen Colleen Heiser, sorry. Bid amount 2,780. With 278 enclosed.
Right.
There's nothing more.
I know, I'm waiting.
Sorry, I'm going. Bid from Kyle Dolph, 5,000. With 500 enclosed. Next time I'll write them down.
I'll use the letter opener.
I had to on this one. All right, Marquee Real Estate. 17,200. With $1,720 enclosed.
They own that whole complex.
I was gonna say, isn't he the, yeah,
They own all of the land that's in that whole, somehow it's not, that's actually.
oh,
That's fine. He wants to love it.
he's the one that wants the window,
What was that last thing, Illinois?
the window.
17,200.
You,
What? Sorry, I was just reading the note.
Oh.
And that had 17.20 enclosed.
Yeah,
That
okay.
part, okay.
Yep.
And that is all of them.
you ready for motions?
I will entertain a motion.
I vote to accept, I make a motion to accept the bid from Market Real Estate for 17,200 for the Summit Drive property. Sorry. He seems like a nice guy. Is it, yeah. Yeah, I just met him about a month ago. Yeah. So it must be homeschool?
I have a motion and a second for
Yes.
Marquee Real Estate, 17,200 for the property on 30 Summit Drive. All those in favor? Opposed? Congratulations. Sorry.
You don't want to pay taxes on it.
All right, that takes care of. Now on a fun one. Let's
Wow,
set our tax rate.
I don't want
That makes two of us.
to. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, guys. Can I get my trash back
You can,
right now? Or not?
if you wanna hand the envelope to Angie, she can have to. Well, when we start looking at
You
some
want yours
numbers.
back, huh? Yeah.
Years.
Yeah, you can just, Angie has it. So- Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we have some working copies here to look at.
It's the same as what, yeah, you took it out.
Yeah, I just took them out so I can
Yeah.
compare. and contrast. So we have our first one is at $100,000 out of undesignated funds. Second's 150, third is 200, and the fourth one, the last one in the file, is 250,000 out of undesignated fund balance.
Give me the bottom line. That's all I want. Not leaving much overlay. I mean,
Let's see, right? Yes. I think I'm over there.
what?
That's the max over there. Why did we go from this to the? Oh, right there. Wow.
Oh, why is that one so high?
I don't know, that's what I'm
That.
I'm trying to figure that out, that doesn't, because these don't look right at all.
No, they don't look right. So like, why? I don't understand these numbers.
See this?
The overlay should be higher.
I don't know, did you jump? These are here.
This is the minimum. This is the maximum. That's just the number that's in. This one is taking the minimum.
So you can change,
Go to the next
you
one.
go up,
This one is
That doesn't make sense. to me.
you can increase how much it's taking,
Yeah,
Right,
and then the other two numbers.
which will shift the rest of the
make it
numbers.
better. We take the whole 250,000. That one's the 100%, let's change.
So. That rate is. 7.75.
1875.
17.
17,
So what would this be if we did 1875?
Okay.
You did 1860, you have to use all 250.
So we go up one, basically, almost one.
and that only gives us a $2,600 overlay,
Right.
which
But if
is
we
not even close
use
enough.
all of the 250 and make the rate 1875, so we increase a dollar, what does that leave the overlay amount at? How
I
do you?
have to plug in, I'm not that good. I have to plug in the numbers.
Can you plug that into your?
So you wanna know what the undesignated fund balance, I mean, the overlay will be, but
Right.
18.
Yeah, if we
1875.
use a tax, if we use the full,
250.
actually, if we use, I'll be difficult, can we have the 200 and 250 at 1875? Actually, it's not even possible at 200, never mind.
All right, 200, it's not possible.
So 200 would be 1975.
Oh.
On the 200,
So explain to me, because I don't understand, what exactly is the overlay?
so overlay, if there's any tax abatements.
Okay,
So if Paul makes any mistakes,
Okay.
or there's abatements that need to be made for different reasons,
Okay.
the overlay is what pays for those abatements.
oh,
It's a
So,
little extra on top of what?
okay,
Right.
Gotcha.
so it's an
Because we're only
overage,
tax at X amount over what we require.
Yeah. So the overlay is there to, for the, just in case, you know, if
People-
so-and-so's house was appraised at more than what it really should be. You
Okay.
know, if those things get changed, then we have to give abatements, which that's how we pay for it, is it comes out of that overlay line.
So it's a cushion.
So if you
It
look
is.
on,
Yep.
on the right-hand side, it says a minimum tax rate and a maximum tax rate.
right, yeah,
It can be anywhere in between
Between
there,
this.
but it will just change your overlay number
Okay.
down at the bottom.
okay. And typically, what do we like to see for an overlay there, like 10,000?
Depends on the person, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I've seen it anywhere up to, I think, 70 something, 75, I think is the highest number I've seen there. I personally feel a lot more comfortable when it's in the 25 to 30,000 range.
20 is quite a bit.
Yeah, that's more where I would like to see it,
Yep.
but.
Okay.
These
But-
overlays are not nowhere near that.
Yeah, even-
And that's why when we started looking at it, whoa, That's not good.
The $400 one, yeah, no.
No,
No, there's no way we can do it on a $400
Even the
overlay.
$2,600 ones are.
no, yeah.
No, I wouldn't feel comfortable anything under 10 personally.
Mm.
but-
And all three of these are under 10.
Oh, 4 of them are
Right.
10, yeah.
Which, unfortunately,
Yeah, 4.
the number's gonna go up. Because we really, well, we can't, because all they've approved us to is up to 250, but even financially, we can't take more than that out.
Oh, my goodness. No,
So, but the hard thing is too, that we need to think about is. Okay, so last year we took 75,000 out of undesignated funds.
Mhm.
This year, we're talking up to 250,000 out of undesignated.
what are we
funds.
gonna talk next year?
What are we gonna do
Yeah,
next year?
Well, our school one should be going back down.
There's no guarantee on
I
that.
know there's not.
Yeah, because
I
the
said
hardest thing,
should.
well, it's because we don't know what the state formula is doing
Right.
either. So. That's the hard thing is if our school number stays at that or around, because it's not gonna go down, we all know that. So it went up 140,000, so that's already an increase over. It may not go up again, but even if it stays at 140,000 over last year's. We're gonna have to,
At some point, we're gonna run out of,
Yes.
I'm
Back-
afraid at some point, we're gonna run
Yes.
out of undesignated funds to
Mhm.
pull from.
Mhm.
And
and then it's
then
gonna be
our
a 30.
taxpayers are going to get slammed.
Mhm. Yep,
That's my fear.
I'm guessing that at 250, if we put that at 1875, we're gonna be about 16,000,
Which is better than 400.
which.
I don't wanna take 250, although we just did pull in way more than I thought we were gonna on land.
Mhm.
Right, plus if we
Possibly.
do, if we
Possibly
get
not.
serious about putting money into a CD or something fairly low risk.
Yeah.
To gain some interest, I mean, that
Yeah.
really is a serious thing we need. to be
Well,
considering.
Right,
We hadn't been, cause we didn't know what our damn numbers were.
Right, right.
Even for a short amount of time, and when we've been moving all that buyout money back and forth, it was millions of dollars. That is-
I bet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well,
yeah.
we were waiting on audit numbers before we
Yeah,
pulled the
The
trigger.
hard part
on
is where
everything.
we don't have a current audit, it's very difficult to make some financial decisions when we're waiting on the auditors to catch up. If we could get them to catch up to us, then it would be great.
Did I get you all one?
I need one.
I was gonna this one.
Thanks, Ange.
there's
Thank
the
you.
overlay, that's better.
now, yeah, that's a much better.
I can't.
overlay.
Yeah, that's a whole other dollar.
Yeah, I know, I was just,
That's already going up $2.
oh. Gosh.
We can't do the 200,000 one anyways,
Why?
because if line 23 exceeds line 20, select the lower tax rate. Line 23 is 1.9 mil, line 20 is 1.8 mil. So we can't run 19.5, 1975 anyways,
So that's a no.
according to the notation on the bottom.
Because
But it is within the max.
Actually, I don't know why it's written like that, but if you look within the minimum tax rate, maximum tax rate.
right.
let me just say that.
Right, which doesn't make sense why the bottom would say
Yeah, I
applied.
understand that there.
Line 23. Exceeds line 20.
Go with the lower.
23. Here. Well, which part of line 20
Yeah, that's
and
right.
21, because there's 3 different columns, so
Right.
which one are you going with?
If you go with the end column, then
Right.
you're fine, but.
I'm wondering if it's the overlay amount, the total overlay amount.
Yeah.
I think that's gotta be what
I
it
think
is.
Could be,
Maximum overlay.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
And overlay.
so it's your
Okay.
final
So, yeah,
column.
so
which
you're-
is-
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Hmm.
I was reading the left-hand side of 20 and 23.
I prefer not to go to the 250
I'm with you.
because
You can only go to the
Um,
piggy bank so many times.
right,
before-
I'm worried with
Or-
when we can't do that anymore.
Yes,
I'm concerned at the $250,000 figure, even if we could do it again, that's a lot of money.
yes.
Year after year after year, that's a lot of money.
What
we're not
happens,
gonna be able to keep doing that. so.
Mm-mm.
what happens to it if we just take? The school was 141, what happens if we took 160?
Well, so 150, we have a 150 in front of
Okay,
us,
which is,
150 at 1960. Only gives us a $407 overlay.
yeah, I don't know. Can't do that.
So the only way to build that up is to go up to a 20. Which would be,
And what is the mill rate equivalent of increasing by 1 on like a per 100,000? What is that increase for taxes for a person?
1 mil is roughly $90,000,
90,000, okay, so on a,
90,808 change.
Oh, this makes.
which has gone up by 40,000 up when you and I started.
Mhm.
Which has gone up by 40 grand over when we started. Because when we first started, it was around 5,000. 1 mil was around 55,000.
I. Really. Okay, so we agree we don't want $400 in overlay.
Right,
We're all more comfortable in the at least 10 ballpark.
yeah,
So
And-
that pushes us up to 18 something. So.
I mean,
So is that,
Or we go with
so you're
100
saying, so the rate like if your property is valued at $1 million. Your taxes are 90,000. Pretty much, but is what you're saying,
no,
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 1 mil.
So for every $100,000 of your house.
Yeah.
Valuation, you will pay 19 or whatever we set the mill rate at,
mm-hmm.
for every 1,000.
Oh, okay, okay, never mind, all right, that was tied in with a different number, gotcha, thank you.
so what were you saying?
200,000.
I was
So
playing-
overall valuation of the town, 1 mil equals $90,000
Thank you.
of raised revenue.
Yeah.
I was just.
Which
curious.
sounds way better than how my had initially interpreted it.
Michelle's like, I'm taking out low to pay my taxes.
The chickens are going to the $10.
No kidding, right?
Yeah. Eggs are going up, everything, no.
So what were you saying, Kristen?
I was just trying to calculate it into general terms of what's the average taxpayer going up.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to do that number in my head. So
Yeah.
Right,
That's all.
It's a disgusting number.
It is, it is not.
I don't like
But-
any of these numbers.
The problem
Right,
is,
obviously it varies.
and I'm as guilty as a few of us sitting here, that in the last 10 years, we have been very good with our mill rate. And we've been very good at managing our money.
Yeah.
And we've ridden the roller coaster ride as good as we can. And the problem is now we're being caught up by that.
Yeah, but the problem is also compounded because we are in unprecedented times. right
Bingo.
now. There is not one person on this board that can sit here and say, I can project out 6 months or a year to where we're gonna be at.
Mhm.
We
Yep.
could go the other way. It's an election year coming up. Who the hell knows where we're gonna end up? You know what I mean? Like, anybody that sits here and tells us that they know where we're headed, I would not believe them for anything.
Mhm.
So we're doing the best we can with the numbers we have. We're trying to alleviate the pain for our citizens. I mean, I think that's all we can do.
It
right?
is, I mean,
That's all we can do.
because at the end of the day, we all pay taxes too.
Absolutely.
That sometimes gets
Wait, last year,
1775.
1775.
you're talking about going to 18?
There's been numbers 18, 19, and we're looking at a 20 in front of us too, so. There's a lot of things on the table.
Oh.
I mean, looking at these numbers, I feel more comfortable with the overlay from the $200,000 than the 250 anyways. I mean, and I personally don't want to use $250,000 from undesignated fund.
I think that's too much.
For
Yeah,
me, if we're looking at 200,000, we don't need 65,000 worth of overlay.
No,
That's higher than what I was thinking.
Okay,
so how do we,
I could almost look at cutting that overlay in half and become,
well, that's what I was gonna say, so
I don't know what number that would be. We'd have to go plug it in and see.
1925, that's right.
Mhm.
we have a
See a
1925.
1925 on
Do we have a
1925 on
Up to
200,000.
200.
That's going up $1.50, so that's
Which I think is last.
$100,000.
I think that's what we did last year.
$52.
Yeah, I think that's what we went up last
No,
year.
We did, it was 17.5. We did
I
not
believe
go
so,
up.
yeah.
So it was only
Oh,
I think we went
actually,
17.5 to
you're right now.
17.75.
Yeah, we
Okay,
did.
Yeah.
so it's only a 0.25
Yeah.
increase. Okay,
Five, yeah.
all right.
I think, don't. quote
No,
me,
I agree, I agree. I think it's-
Cause I cringed at that,
Yeah.
and this is
Well-
way beyond cringe.
Numbers give me a headache.
For last month, I was really anticipating, like, I'm thinking nothing else changed, and why did they all of a sudden cut this for?
We called them all. No. Oh, biscuits.
Put it into perspective, that would be $150 and $100,000.
Okay, that's
Mhm,
fine.
mhm,
Thank you.
That's what would be increased.
mhm,
Double that for 200.
right. I appreciate someone who can spit out numbers like that to me. Thank you very much.
I guarantee nothing.
I'm just saying, I appreciate that. I really do.
Had enough of this fun excitement, Diane.
You reported to you by March.
Can I go with you?
Let's go back.
Yeah.
See you
But we
later,
also don't
Diane.
know what we're gonna get back from the state, and I mean, you know,
I went to the drive through, but they decided I could notice, I did the lady. she
Well,
came from
I
my-
should be getting. Good thing back to you.
Get it, that's why it's forever. I'm not like-
Yeah,
I don't know what that total was.
they took your money, but not your order.
No, I paid for Diane, she was.
For Of words for Canton. That's good. For Caroline, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing I was thinking of, is, okay, so if my concern is draining the undesignated or making it close. We know we're gonna have to front money down there, and that's pretty much what they told us, we basically have to front money for Campbell Road. So that's gonna come from somewhere.
it costs them a damn loan.
I'm a little concerned in terms of our highway equipment. I'm a little nervous about one of those trucks. So there's 150,000.
Well, Diane.
Easy.
Hey, while you have it, order me one too.
Thanks, Angie.
We're having fun now.
I'm comfortable with it.
Thank you.
Yeah. As long as nothing big happens, that's doable. Just means that I would be holding first strings on our budget pretty tight.
Oh,
Which one,
we
right?
can do what we gotta do.
1925.
Okay.
On 1925, that number looks okay. The one thing that we probably should do is keep a very close watch on our budgets, all of them, to make sure that they come in
Yeah.
where they should and not go.
So does that mean you're gonna reconvene the budget committee fairly soon?
We're going to have to, because
And
due to these figures, the budget committee is gonna have to
Take a-
come together and decide how they think we should. Or try to help us come up with some options moving forward. Because it's gonna be a challenge and it's gonna take more heads than 5 of us. So my thought is that we know we need to reappoint budget committee members anyways.
I was thinking February.
We need to start before that.
You wanna go?
Yep, I think we need to start meeting as soon as they can get, and now that this is set, they need to meet.
Well,
Or
we gotta-
once this
we
gets
gotta
set.
Get them first.
Right, so we need to, at our next meeting, appoint people
We'll get them started in
Well-
January.
as soon as possible.
Brian, you know we have an opening, so could you put it out there? Anybody interested can.
We have multiple.
So the budget committee is appointed yearly by their. So, by the budget committee ordinance, they're appointed yearly. I would need to actually read the ordinance to see how we go, I know. We will review the ordinance and check on reappointing versus appointing and, we'll make some phone calls. And post it once we know that. If there's no wording about reappointment, then we will post for people that are interested in the budget committee. And then look at those names and appoint at our next meeting. So we will, I will
We'll motivate.
make a mental note to remind me so I don't forget.
We see how well that.
Well, mental notes sometimes work better than my handwritten ones. So we now have another couple options in front of us. We have a 1925, a 1950. Both using $200,000 out of undesignated funds.
Out of those options, I'd say use the 200,000, I'd go with the 1920. It's gonna reach the $1.50.
I know it is, it just. We have so many senior citizens on fixed incomes, this hurts.
The hard thing is though, I mean, regardless of whether it is a senior citizen on a fixed income or a 25-year-old
Right,
on a working income. At the moment with all the inflation things that are happening with
Yeah.
I mean, everything from gas to food to, utilities, whatever, everybody's feeling it. So it's gonna hit everybody regardless of
mhm.
age or anything. Before we go forward and look at a motion, does anybody want to see a lower number of undesignated funds?
I'm comfortable with 200.
I'd be scared.
I know,
I
I'd
would
like
like
to
to
take
accept
less
it.
than 200, but I don't think any other numbers taken less than 200 are gonna come out to,
Anything anybody can afford,
right,
less than what
it's
we
just,
already
it's
have.
gonna be a higher tax rate.
Mhm.
Um,
My biggest concern personally with using 200,000 is what do we do next year?
yeah, I mean,
So if we take 200 this year. And we don't know what our 23 audit is, so I mean, we're looking at probably in the. You take the fire truck out of it, you're looking at. 800,000, you take 200 off that 600,000, that
That's,
is right at 3 months operating capital,
mm,
which is the limit of where we can go to. So you take,
so really.
if something happens with a building. With a highway truck, God forbid a fire truck. Anything. And we need to take it from somewhere. We're either gonna have to severely drain every single budget line we have to try to pay it, which we won't.
Mm-mm.
Take a loan out for it, which we could. A bond out for it. I mean, obviously, if a road thing comes up, it's gonna be a bond anyways. But it's either, if it's a truck, it's gonna definitely be a loan with pretty much no down payment.
So as you're talking, and I'm just thinking about, like, we just talked about Campbell Road and we gotta put all this money out up front.
That's all front money that
I
we're
don't
gonna
wanna
have to
take
spend.
any money out of the general fund, honestly.
I mean, we do have road reserves. That could pay for some of that,
Yeah, but they've been
but
chapped already.
they've also been
Yeah,
used,
to pay for what we've already done,
on the.
Also have money coming in, that's not accounted for.
right,
Right, that's the hard part, is we just don't know where we're at, like, if, and he said it was gonna go up, so it's above 1 million. He was confident of that, but how much? We don't know.
I personally would like to use less than $200,000.
is there a way to use,
There are ways, if for some reason we run short. They have tax anticipation loans, we ran into that when Brian and I first got on the board, because we were in bad shape. We've come a long way from them. That's something we were discussing at that point too.
Mhm.
Mhm.
something we had to do, but. Mechanisms.
Economy's got to turn around at some point. This is nuts.
But the hard part is though, even regardless of if the economy turns around, it's not gonna change our numbers.
No, I
Because,
understand.
our budget will stay the same. The school budget's gonna stay the same, the county budget's gonna stay the same. So that number's all gonna look the same. So if we use 200 now. And then next year we go to using 0. It's kind of like the way I look at it is it's like the school budget. Every year we know we use the same exact amount of carryover. Because if we don't, it builds a cliff on the next year. So last year we used 75,000, which put us on a start of a cliff. Now we're gonna jump it to 200,000, possibly. That puts us on a big time cliff for next year. So next year, if we don't use $200,000
Yeah, but
out of undesignated funds,
I think you're looking at worst case scenarios, because we have carryover numbers that we know is gonna be about half, at least half of.
we
what
hope,
we-
we hope.
Right, but it was almost the whole 200. I understand that it's not gonna be an exact number. I mean, at some point, you just gotta make a decision,
Mhm.
and you can't, worst case scenario, everything.
Absolutely.
Oh, somebody wants to make a motion, I'll take
I
it.
make a motion, we take 200,000 out of undesignated and set the tax rate at. What am I setting it at? 1908.
No,
2.5.
25.
1925.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading. wrong.
I have a motion
I'll second.
and a second for 19.25, using $200,000 out of undesignated funds. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Understand?
It makes me ill, but yeah.
Are you in favor? or
Yes. I'm
against?
interested.
441. All right. We have tax rate. My recommendation is that everybody looks at their department's budgets and keeps a very close eye on what is being spent and what's needed versus what wants. Yeah. Rec committee appointment.
Then you sign it,
Danielle.
Danielle, yeah.
Yay!
Can I get a motion?
I make a motion to accept Danielle Stevens as part of the rec committee.
Second.
All those in favor? Yay. We can discuss that stuff.
Mm, I forgot all about that too.
That's okay. We'll add that.
What is it?
The water.
What water? What are you talking about?
Well.
We'll talk about it
Yeah,
under
we'll
other
talk
business.
about it when we get to that part of the meeting.
You said rec department is that.
Thank you
Yep.
for reminding me.
The same rec?
Shouldn't give you that. All right.
I'm excited that the committee has another member, like. that's
Yes,
Super exciting to me.
that was very, good to see.
And a good one about that.
And she has
Yes.
been a
Right.
great help to us over the last many years,
Yes,
from coaching to volunteering to helping us with a lot of things. So that's good to see.
yes.
Happy to see her join us.
Very
And
happy.
good kids.
Yes. Notification of boundary survey. Letter in there from Mainland Developments notifying us of the boundary survey being completed. On 108. And we share a boundary with that property, so they're just notifying us that
Maybe poking around.
they will be there. And then also putting some stakes and flagging marks throughout that property, so. Dixfield Fuel Toy Drive support. We have a letter here from Katie Houghton.
Is the basket raffle part of that? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Because it doesn't really say
No.
anything about basket, about what it is.
Businesses donated stuff and they're raffling off to raise money.
Well, they already raffled the basket.
Oh, they did?
They posted the winner, yeah, they
Yeah.
posted who
Oh,
won the
okay.
basket,
This is one basket.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was huge.
Um, I think it would be,
How much?
they haven't asked. They're, if you have it in your budget to help us with this amazing toy drive, we appreciate anything you can donate.
Bad time.
Very bad timing.
I,
I'm going with the sharing on social media.
I would like to propose that we use $150 out of our, disaster recovery fund to donate towards the
What's in it?
Dixfield Toy Drive.
You knew I was gonna do that.
The disaster recovery,
Disaster recovery fund?
Yeah,
that one.
no, that
No,
one is
it
still there.
closed,
We left
yeah.
that one open for things. We've used it in the past to buy, like help the food pantry buy the extra turkeys for, Christmas and Thanksgiving. I think we can find a minute to find anyone. I believe it's around 5,000, but we can look it up. to make sure.
What was that fund for?
Disaster.
Initially, it was created for disaster recovery for flood and things like that way back, and it's been such a small number in the past. And then also usually that stuff is covered by FEMA.
By FEMA,
So
right?
that got turned into, like I say, it's been used in the past for, I know we used it a few times for, like I say, the food pantry, if they didn't have enough money or needed help with turkeys and stuff for different holiday meals, we've helped with that, and a few other things. More of the smaller items.
Right,
Um,
not like taxes.
unfortunately, no, like I say, I
The
believe,
account's not that big.
no, I believe it was 5,000. I'm looking it up right now in the audit, but.
I was gonna say, we just lost Rowan.
Disaster.
Yes.
All right, getting close now, capital project. It's the tax rate, that's what did it to them.
It is not the choke yet.
It is, 5A. Arts fund.
If we've got the money there, I'm fine with 150. I'll second your motion.
I'm getting close, hang on. Parks and trails, community benefit. Disaster relief fund, as of 6/30/22, it was $5,322.
Yeah. I second your motion to take 150 for disaster relief fund.
Have we taken anything out of there since, so you know?
We have not. No, that fund hasn't been used for. The last time of when we took turkeys out of it for either Thanksgiving or Christmas, and that
Okay.
was,
I don't believe it's been touched since I've been.
I was gonna say, it was,
Well, I
it's
don't-
been at least 4 years, I
This
believe,
is
3
the
to 4
first I'm
years.
hearing about the.
Yep, I believe
so-
3 to 4 years, is my
Okay.
guess on the last time we used it.
Well, cause you, the date that you gave is like 2 years old, that's why I asked.
Yeah, no, it's been at least probably, I'd say 4, maybe
Yep.
even 5 years since we used it.
Okay,
Quite a while.
thanks.
I'm good with that.
So that was a motion,
So,
right?
yeah, I
I
have a motion
second it.
and a second for taking, what's it, 150?
150.
$150 out of the disaster relief fund. To donate to Dixfield Discounts Fuel Toy Drive.
All in favor?
Opposed? Okay. Now let's talk about some more money things.
Do we have to?
Unfortunately. All right, Medicare increase. The Medicare Board of Directors finalized and approved their 24 annual budget. As part of their process, the board approved a budget that includes a $2 subsidy increase to all member towns. Therefore, the subsidy rate will be $40 per capita for the calendar year of 2024. Enclosed in the letter, Paul included the 2024 subsidy breakdown, which includes for the town of Canton. What did you say it was 100 and?
It is currently 35,6250, and it's going to 3750 even.
2250 increase for the year.
1950 for the year. And that starts January 1st, correct? So,
Along with our health insurance increase.
right, but that means we are. Is that times 6? 1125. Which the question is how.
We upped it, but I don't remember. what.
That's what I was gonna say. I know we built in a little when we did the budget. I don't remember how much.
I think we padded it by 10, but you think?
It would be really nice. We've asked them over and over and
You asked,
They-
they asked when I was on board.
yep, we asked when they were in,
They were-
where you guys asked, because I was on the
Like
budget
6
committee
months
sitting
ago.
back with them, yeah. Social services, professional services. Pro services right there. Professional services. Where is it?
No, it's
Judgment enforcement right there. So Medicare, we budgeted 50,000.
total 45.
Yeah.
Right, but that's. So it should be enough,
Yeah.
hopefully. Hopefully we built that in enough to cover the increase.
I know, right?
I was holding my breath for a second there.
It looks like we may be okay on that one.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's good to know.
Good job, budget.
Yep,
we made it through the right one.
Yeah, well, it's, they still got another 6 months. It could change again.
Who is our current Medicare rep?
Paul, my son.
Paul, okay. Okay. Alrighty. Other business,
Oh, I have one thing.
okay.
The old school,
Mhm.
Becky Bly from, the, Maine DEP did reach out and said that they could add on to their phase 1 assessment to give us an idea of the concrete. They wanted to come back and take a sample of that so they could tell us if there was anything specific we had to worry about in that, because that could help reduce the amount of,
Clean up costs.
yeah,
or-
cleanup cost, if there's
Or
nothing in
abatement.
it, basically. So, she reached out this week and asked if they could come out next week. It's no cost us.
Yeah.
So, so they're gonna do that next week as part of just kind of an addition to the phase 1.
Mhm.
So, more information, basically,
Mhm.
was the one thing that they offered that they could do. Now they couldn't do anything else. So.
Yeah, because we clearly can't.
Yeah,
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
all right,
Here's some goodness we can have going out.
okay.
that'd be good.
Fire department does.
Yep.
All right, water line at the rack snack shack.
Oh, I was gonna do that under committee reports, but yeah,
Okay, I can move it down to committee.
no, it's okay. So, yeah, Sean has figured out a way that he can run water to the snack shack. He just needs an official, request from the board.
Okay.
Yep,
Do we know,
super exciting.
do we know what we're looking at for a cost?
No.
When I talked to him, they were gonna swallow the cost.
Yeah, there was no cost that was mentioned,
Right.
so.
We can confirm that, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And would that mean that the snack shack will have a water bill attached to it afterwards?
no,
Or no?
No.
Okay. And I am good with
Let's get
moving ahead with
that
that. Yeah, I'm good at moving ahead with getting that.
it was a very generous offer and I was super excited.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That would be great. You want
You
to
just
shoot a
gotta dig a
message
little
out to
trench
Ken
and-
and let her know?
He's gonna run it up to the Maxwell Farm.
Yep.
so we
Yeah.
can cross.
yeah, and I believe I shot a message
That's
to,
not, he said he would have to time the.
You weren't in that, Brian?
He did not want to.
thought I shot a message out to the rec committee
Okay.
about it.
Oh, that we might have to figure out. 'Cause
No, it's-
that means it would have to go across the entire ball field.
Right, he was just gonna do a little shallow trench,
Yes,
or
I-
come down the front of the fence and zip up.
Yeah.
yeah,
Front of the fence and through would be better than crossing the ball field.
Yeah.
Because I think it's either that or it would have to come, depending on where it comes from, because we'd want it to keep it out of the infield.
Wherever it is, we want it documented.
Oh,
So
exactly.
that It doesn't.
Yeah.
get dug up.
right,
While that and, I mean, it'll have to be down. a
Oh, water
ways,
line,
but-
it has to be down 4 feet anyway.
Right, I was just thinking of when we stake tents and stuff out there to make sure it's not anywhere near where that would be a problem.
and the rec
Uh,
committee was made aware.
Perfect.
That was when I was made aware that Danielle is gonna be joining the rec committee.
Perfect.
That's right.
I should pay more attention to my message.
Oh.
And I actually let the board know too.
Yep.
In an email.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I would say great idea as long as it's outside. If we can keep it outside the fence as long as we can, great. That way it's not inside, but if we have to put it inside, we'll just have to figure out the best place for it to go through.
Yeah, he just wanted an official request from the board or the rec committee, actually, so we can get that together. Write
Perfect.
something up, get a request and
Mhm.
just let me know what your stipulations will. When I'm writing a
Kim would
letter.
be the best one to do it as
Okay.
the baseball head. She would be
True.
the best one to do it.
Yep,
But like I said, my thought would be as long as it's not in either of the infields. But then also, I mean, if it. Probably would be harder, but for us, it would be easier if it stayed, I would think, outside of the fence and then come right straight in
mhm,
to the snack shack. From 140 coming right straight in, like in the
Making a-
driveway,
Make it out.
right? So I mean, if it came right straight
Yeah.
down, and
Yeah.
that came right directly in, that would keep it out of the field, so it wouldn't be.
Mhm.
We could,
True.
we wouldn't have to worry about any field maintenance, it would just be,
As he said.
well, not just that, like I say, just in terms of. Us doing things on the field with equipment, it would keep it from us having to worry about it. But,
so I'll touch base with Kevin. We'll get that request. Out to Sean. We're gonna have water with the snack shack.
that will be awesome. Awesome, awesome. Any other business?
No.
We're all fried at this point.
Pretty much.
All right, accounts payable warrants. Number 34, $134,053.39. AP warrant 36, $10,738.96. AP warrant 39, $29,561.89. Payroll 33, $5,571.09. 35, $4,622.14. 37, $4,521.64. 38, $4,555.37.
Make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the AP and payroll warrants. All those in favor?
I just wanted to see the words, Michelle.
Thank you.
Public comment.
Robin.
There, Robin. It was a good day, Robin.
They let you out of prison?
They did. You wanted to cover why they didn't stop us.
It was AMI I was more worried about.
With no public comment, moving on to committee reports if
I
we have
just
any.
wanna say, first and foremost, I read and heard nothing but positive about our roads during the storm last week. And I can vouch for the fact I had to go to Mexico, and Canton was the only place that had tar. Everybody else had crap. So kudos to Dave and Andy for
Yes,
getting it done.
Getting started.
Things are going good down there.
They're, I think, are pulling their hair out less than what they were about a month ago, because nothing was working on any of the trucks. And we've had a hefty amount of repair bills. But I think we're
Getting through it.
yes. So. Yeah, they've definitely. I don't wanna say they stepped up the game, 'cause it's not like they were ever down, but I mean, they're on it. I know someone had inquired, I don't
Okay.
know whether he has committed. But, cause I
Good.
haven't reached out to them specifically for a day or two. But other than that, that's all I wanted to say. I'm good.
Rob?
I've got a way.
We'll keep rubbing that in.
Caribbean was good.
well, we talked about rec. Fire department, the auxiliary is having their wreath festival going on well, last weekend and then this coming weekend. I didn't have a chance to connect with Sherry to see how they did last weekend. For their first weekend, I meant to do that before this meeting, time ran away from me.
Yeah.
So, that's all I got.
Christie?
Good.
Angie, do you have anything for the office?
I wanna say, give a big thank you to Robin and Don for elections. They went really, really well. The three of us together here doing them. So I wanna say thank you very much.
We did.
We did.
Nice. Is the town going to order a third, at least one more voting booth thingy? Because I guarantee we'll need that, if not two for the next. go around.
Mhm.
We'll have to look at the cost and look at the budget.
How many do we have?
Two,
We used to have 3.
yeah,
I was gonna say, we had 3 or 4.
yes, we did.
Yep, we did. We had 3.
Brian and I were accused of stealing them.
Go.
We don't know. It was here.
Yeah.
And then it was not here anymore.
Yeah, and it was our
And
fault.
we've looked and looked and looked and none of us could find it, so.
Good.
Yep. And it wasn't the broken one that went missing. The broken one is still here. So, yes, but.
Because I'm sure next year's elections will bring a good turnout.
I imagine.
Gives you that idea.
This whole conversation is.
Don kept telling me, Don kept preaching that at me all day. I wasn't on her, she's not here.
Oh, shoot.
Just a quick thing from Parks and Trails, Robin and I are gonna go walk that at some point here before things freeze, hopefully.
I think we might, yeah.
And we might be too late for that, but we're going to attempt to get out there to see if it's even possible to look at grooming that this winter for skiing or snowshoeing, or if it's gonna have to wait again.
Well, I knew they had cut a lot of the brush in the trees. Back when it finally dried up this spring, so it should be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, but somebody that drives the groomer is really particular.
Yeah, well,
yeah, well, and that's the thing, I just gotta walk it and see
it
if
can't
it's
be a
wide.
highway.
I know, but it's gotta be at least a certain width in
I
order
know.
to get it through.
Yeah.
So, and I gotta make sure the bridges are where they are supposed to be and not where
One
they
that
shouldn't be.
shifted a little bit, I do.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm worried
The
about.
one closest this way, I think, got a little.
Yeah. So we're hoping to get in and take a peek at that before things really snow really gets in there and we can't see things anymore, so.
December, what?
So,
No, December, Reese,
16.
yes, December 16th, Reese Cross America Hillside Cemetery.
Do that one.
Yes, yes. Because. They have to be sponsored by someone,
oh,
so,
and the other thing. We found I was finally shown where the Thorn Mountain Cemetery is, or the one on Thorn Mountain, so. I've added that to the cemetery project list for next year to go try to
spruce it.
see what there are for stones and maybe clean up some of the dead trees that are falling down into it and things like that, so.
Allen Hill
I
Cemetery.
went by that the other day, so now I know where it is, so. That one we haven't yet.
There's two over there, and I don't know what either of them are. I do know some that. I'm not sure she knows they're both there, but she knows where one of them is.
Any other business before we go into executive session number 1?
Nope.
Make a motion or, excuse me, I need a motion to go into executive session number 1. For a
Motion to
hardship
adjourn.
abatement.
No, we can't adjourn this.
We
have
cannot
to-
adjourn.
Yes. I make a motion to go into executive session number 1 for whatever it is.
Well, we're gonna take our
FRS.
5-minute break first.
I make a
Okay.
motion, we take a 5-minute break.
Well, we normally take a 5-minute
Yes,
break,
okay.
just in case Mary Ann has questions.
Yes,
And anybody needs to use the potty.
okay, go potty.
All right, I make a motion to go into recess and we will come back for executive session.
Yeah, shut her down.
You guys, you have an extra